Alright y'all, I'm back from shooting the Gosnell movie in Oklahoma, just sort of making a sledge pit stop before getting back to PJTV. Priorities, man.
I think what happened. Propaganda.
Now, some of y'all know that among the things I dig doing the most is playing in my band, 20 Pound Sledge. My commentaries often express how important it is to use entertainment media promoting messages. So when the producers of the Gosnell movie contacted me, I was like, well, heck yeah, this is what I'm talking about. But there was a problem. My band was booked to play in Lakewood, California, Jacksonville, Florida, and Chicago, Illinois during when they needed me for the film. I didn't at all want to have to cancel our shows because I didn't want to let any sledgers down. But considering the opportunity that had arisen, I reckon sledgers would understand me taking the opportunity to be part of a production that would speak out against the abortion industry in this fashion. I'm trusting y'all understand, and I hope you'll let us make it up to you. Now, as for the Gosnell movie, y'all, it's going to be hard to deny how wrong abortion is after seeing this production. We're not going to get through to everybody. Some people are just hardwired and are more concerned about looking weak if they concede to the truth about abortion. You're going to have those who are proud of having an abortion too. And what's even more discouraging is that there's people who claim to be against abortion but are in favor of a woman's choice to have one. Not quite seeing how that adds up. When you say you're against abortion, but you support a woman's choice to have one, it doesn't add up. The only reason why you could possibly be against abortion is because you're seeing that life as human, which means you're supporting a woman's choice to kill a human being. See the problem there? Plus that you're saying that you value choice over life. You can't make a choice without life. And if you value choice over life, then that means you support a woman's choice to deprive another human being of their right to live. See the problem there? Maybe you don't. And despite all that yammering you liberals do about equal rights, you don't extend that equality to the preborn now, do you? That's why our founding documents read as the right to life first, not the right to choice. Because if the right to choice was the first right, people would be choosing to infringe upon other people's rights all day and say that it's their explicit right to do so. Choice isn't even a stated right in our founding document, and people still choose to infringe upon other people's rights while assuming they have the right to do so. It's nice to know that most people agree that Gosnell is a monster. Even people who support a woman's choice to have an abortion agree that Gosnell is a monster. But that doesn't make sense, because if you support a woman's choice to have an abortion, that means you support her choice to go see people like Gosnell. You support her choice to see the butcher who performs partial birth abortions. I guess you're in good company, because Obama supports partial birth abortion too, which means he supports people like Gosnell. Obama supports the actions of people like Gosnell. Obama supports the choice to have a 9-month-old preborn be executed by having scissors stabbed into the back of the kid's head and severing the spinal cord. Obama supports that. And if by chance that child comes all the way out in the process of partial birth abortion, then that kid is to be left to die. I guess the law is if the child is born, you're not allowed to murder the kid by cutting the spinal cord. But you are allowed to let the kid succumb to the effects of things like freezing, starving, and suffocating. Because one of the things Gosnell was doing was putting the kids in a bowl, and he would set them on a shelf and leave them to die. Obama supports this. He supports people like Gosnell. And of course, the pro-abortion people will say that Gosnell is an exception and a monster. But your President Obama supports partial birth abortion and supports leaving a baby to die if the partial birth abortion procedure fails. So wouldn't that make Obama a monster too? And you liberals call this a healthcare choice. Leaving someone to die is a healthcare choice? In light of this, you really think Obama cares about your healthcare? And then the liberals will use Gosnell as an example as to further insist on why we need safe, legal abortions. What do you mean? Thanks to you liberals, what Gosnell was doing was legal. You liberals made partial birth abortion legal. You made it legal to leave a kid to die in a clinic. You know, that building where people are supposed to work to preserve life? But whatever, Gosnell is the reason why there needs to be even more funding for abortions to make sure that abortion clinics are clean and staffed with top shelf workers to give excellent, safe abortion services like Planned Parenthood. Oh, you mean that facility where they poach kids for their body parts and sell them? Liberals crack me up when they talk about safe, legal abortions, because abortion is absolutely not safe for the kid and murder ain't legal. It doesn't matter if it's the cleanest facility in the world or the dirtiest. The kid still dies. What's the difference? I'll bet you liberals would lose your freaking minds if abortion clinics were taking a gun and shooting kids in the back to perform partial birth abortions. You would totally be outraged. But the funny thing is, you wouldn't protest for the abortions to be banned. You would protest to have the guns banned. And what's even more sad is that Gosnell murdered more children using a pair of scissors or even a bowl. I don't see you liberals trying to ban scissors or bowls. And yo, it doesn't matter if a preborn baby is 1 day old in the womb or if the kid in the womb is 9 months old. That child cannot survive outside of the womb. You pro-abortion people say that a preborn is not a viable human being because the kid can't survive outside of the womb and is only a viable human being at birth. That makes no sense because a baby still cannot survive on the kid's own. That kid will die. Gosnell proved that because he set born children aside to die. They die outside the womb just like any preborn kid would at any stage of the gestation period. Matter of fact, you would die too if someone made a choice to cut you off from your means to survive. I'm Alfonso Rach with ZoNation, and please be sure to like and share the Gosnell movie page on Facebook. Just follow the link provided in the description. Not quite seeing how that adds up.